Hi everybody, good morning. Out for the morning stroll with the animals, which you'll get to see if you watch to the end. Look, there's the kitty. He keeps up, plus his little heart. He's deathly afraid of the cars. For that, I'm grateful. I've got an interesting show for today. Very interesting ruling by the judge in the murder case of Kay Baker, the math teacher. Stay tuned. Hi everybody, Crafting Journey here, that Journey Chick on Instagram and on my second YouTube channel. The link is down in the description for the leftovers. That's where I do reselling of objects that I find at yard sales, garage sales, rummage sales, Goodwill, and I sell on eBay and Mercari for a profit. Not a lot of profit, but some profit. Anyway, I have the miniature out. I did get that back out last night. Here we go. And I ordered a different kind of glue. Well, it's the same glue, but it has this really teeny tiny applicator, so that I think it'll be better for purposes of this project. So I actually got quite a ways with it last night, and I was actually thinking that the bed, I might do, instead of the fabric that comes with the bed, I might do something, take a real thin yarn and do a little blanket type thing to go on the bed. But that's down the line. Not going to do that right now. I've also got this second hat that I'm working on. Although I thought, I might just do a few more rows and then just stop and make it look sort of like an ear thing, just a headband. I don't know. We'll see. It's very pretty. It's all over the place. Anyway, welcome to the show. This is Crafting and Crime Daily, the show where I cover recaps of live trials. So today, some interesting news on the two cases that are left to be covered. Mercifully, the George Wagner case is winding down. The prosecution is very close to wrapping up their case. However, I understand this morning that the defense is going to again interrupt the prosecution's case so they can put on an expert witness who needs to testify today. And that happens, because obviously this is the 10th week of this trial, 9th week, 10th week. It's just like it's been going on forever. And yesterday they listened to wiretaps all day long. And it's so funny, I tuned in and I'm looking at the defense table, and they're leaning in and they're writing as they're listening to this tape, and I'm thinking it was the first time they'd ever heard this information. I am sure that they probably heard this ad nauseum. Maybe it's just because maybe they just read the transcript and they hadn't listened to the actual recording much, but it's like they were hearing it for the first time. I'm like, surely you've heard this before. Now the one that I actually, because I'm not gonna lie, I did not sit through all of it, but one of them that I heard was Angela Wagner talking to George, and she was telling him how she believes someone in their home, one of his girlfriend or Jake's girlfriend, somebody in the house had put a medication into an ice tray, put the medicine in the ice tray, filled it up with water, and then when she went to get ice for her husband's pop, she could smell the medicine. And then she took it to him and he could smell it, and so she threw it all out. She got ice from her ice tray and everything was fine, but it was just a weird conversation. And I don't know what the relevancy of this was to the murders. Yeah, I don't know if they're talking in code. I have no idea. I have no idea what any of this means. What I plan to do is I'm going to, for my reselling business, I'm going to be driving down to Oklahoma. If not today, probably within the next few days. And I'm going to listen to these wiretaps because I just want to see if I can figure out if there's any relevancy to any of this. But I would love to have a transcript so like I could read along with what they're saying, because some of what I was listening to, I could hear one side of the conversation, but I really couldn't make out what George was saying. So I don't know. Anyway, I need to be crafting while we talk about the crime. So with any luck, that case will be wrapping up soon, at least the prosecution's case. I don't know what this expert witness is going to testify to today, or, what type of expert he is. Yep. So, in the math teacher murder, Kay Baker, who was murdered by Matthew Terry, who allegedly chased her down and stabbed her to death. I have the 911 call that was played in court that is quite chilling, and I wanted to play it for you guys. But here's what was haunting to me. First of all, the woman, the neighbor, this is the woman whose husband heard the noise. She went outside, found Kay Terry's body face down in a pool of blood, and his wife followed him out. He tells her to call 911. So she is the person on the stand authenticating this 911 call, and then the 911 call is played. So while it's playing, you can see her reaction, you can see Matthew Terry's reaction, and he gets quite emotional. So I'm going to play that for you now. It's lengthy.
Saturday, May 8, 2022, 0:28 and 17 seconds.
911 police, fire, medical.
I need emergency, please.
What?
Ambulance.
Stay on the line.
Yes. There's someone.
Stay on the line, ma'am.
I think it's right in front of the house. My husband just went out there.
County Fire Rescue. What's the address of your emergency?
It's 6211 Kite Ridge Drive. Or next door. I'm trying to get out with my door, but my dog is trying to stop me. Someone is hurt.
Ma'am, I need you to repeat the address for verification.
It's 6211 Kite Ridge Drive.
Okay, perfect. And now I need your telephone number in case we get disconnected.
912-341-3055. They have
What happened?
lacerate cuts.
Okay, who's cut?
Next door, who is this? It's a teenager.
Okay, male or female?
Is this a girl or a boy? I think it's a girl. They have a major cut to their neck.
Do you know what happened?
I don't know. My husband heard someone screaming, and then we came outside. They're get out! Don't come out this door. They're struggling. I'm sorry. My children are trying to get out of the house.
Sheriff, are you on the line?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm listening.
Are you en route?
We are now.
Ma'am, do you know if this person was assaulted?
I don't know. We just came outside. They have a major wound to their neck, and they're struggling to breathe.
Are you with them now?
Yes.
Okay.
We're
How old is she?
a teenager.
Okay. Are they awake?
I don't think they're even responsive at this point.
Is she breathing?
I I don't see any breath. Yes, yes, breathing.
Okay. She is breathing, you think?
Yes, but struggling. No, who do you think it is?
They've been dispatched.
That's not Jocelyn next door.
Okay.
Okay, look, I need Sophia to come downstairs and I need you girls to sit on this couch.
Ma'am, do you know
not
this
move,
person?
okay?
Ma'am.
Just sit on that couch, do not move.
Ma'am.
I don't know what happened. Yes.
Do you know this person?
What?
Do you know who this
I don't know who this person is. My daughter thought it was the little girl next door, but it's not.
Ma'am, is the blood spurting or pouring out?
No, it's all over the ground.
Okay, but is it spurting out or pouring out of the person?
It may have already. I don't think this person has any more blood. It looks like a knife wound.
Okay. Okay, I'm sending the paramedics to help you now. They'll know exactly what to do next.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. No, please. Is your back door locked? I don't know what happened.
Ma'am,
Yes.
is the assailant still nearby?
We don't see anyone.
Okay.
We backed up to Lithia Pinecrest. They could have yards and hopped a fence.
Okay.
Please, is someone hurrying?
Yes, I'm sending the paramedics to help you now. Stay on the line. I'll tell you exactly what to do next. Okay. I'm gonna tell you how to stop the bleeding. Listen carefully to make sure you do it right.
I don't have anything. I don't think
Get
this
it
person's
clean,
with us
right?
anymore.
Yeah.
I don't see them breathing. I don't think they're with us.
Ma'am,
Yes.
get a dry cloth or towel and tell me when you have it.
Do we have a cloth or anything? They want. Get a towel. Get a towel and make sure the girls are in the living room. Open that window so we can hear.
I'm sending the paramedics to help you now. I'll tell you exactly what to do next.
Okay, my husband's getting a towel.
Okay, are you right by her now?
I'm like 10 feet away. I don't know if there's someone in the alleyway or behind the house, so I'm afraid.
If you're comfortable, lie her flat on her back and remove anything under her head.
They want us to turn her.
I want you to lie her flat on her back.
I'm afraid. Would you please come out with me? I don't know if someone's in
I need you to get that clean, dry cloth on her wound.
Turn her over and put a pressure on her wound.
Okay, we're gonna start CPR now. I need you to place the heel of your hand on the breastbone, right between the nipples. Put your other hand on top of that hand. Pump the chest hard and fast, at least twice per second and 2 inches deep.
She's not breathing.
Ma'am, let's get some compressions going.
They want you to do some compression.
Put your hand in the middle of her chest.
CPR.
Hard and fast, at least twice per second and 2 inches deep.
They want you to turn her on her back.
Okay, have you started CPR?
No, my husband's trying to turn her.
We need to start CPR. We need to start compressions if we can lay her flat on her back. The sheriff's en route. Ma'am?
Yes.
Have we started compressions yet?
Start compression.
I need you to pump the chest hard and fast, at least twice per second and 2 inches deep.
It's 2 per second. Like
Let the chest.
I'm saying a live song. Bum, bum, bum. My husband's doing it.
Okay. I want you to count out loud for me, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Count out loud with me.
Yes.
1, 2, 3,
4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is someone hurrying?
Yes, ma'am, they've been dispatched. They're coming lights and sirens. I need you to continue compressions and if somebody has...
Continuing.
Excellent.
No.
Can you please keep the towel also on the neck?
We are.
Okay, perfect. Are we continuing the compression?
Yes, my husband's
Very good,
doing it.
very good. I'm just putting some notes in right now for the paramedics.
Okay. How far are they coming from? We don't hear ambulance.
The sheriff is also coming, ma'am. Can we go ahead and count out loud?
They want you to keep going.
Keep going. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Are we keeping up that same pace?
Yes, my husband's not stopping.
Excellent. Okay, we see that paramedics are on Lithia Pinecrest right now.
Okay, what part of Lithia Pinecrest? Because
they're approaching your neighborhood. Let's just keep compressions up. You're doing a good
okay,
job.
tell them to keep coming all the way down to the neighborhood.
They're coming, ma'am.
Just come to the end.
Okay. While he's continuing compressions, is there somebody that can wave them down?
Yes.
Okay, excellent. Just
I'm
continue
sorry,
compressions.
we're outside along with our neighbors next door.
Perfect, perfect. Continue compressions. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We still have that
Yes,
flag
right.
over the neck?
Yes.
Okay, excellent. And your husband still
Yes.
continuing compressions?
And I'm in the middle of the street waiting for someone. There's no one.
Excellent. Excellent. They're turning on your street now. You should be seeing them shortly. You're doing good. Just concussion.
This is scary. We don't know who this person is.
I understand, but you're doing a great job helping. Are you hearing them?
No, I don't hear the fire or rescue. I don't hear anyone.
Okay.
This person, her feet are, she's barefooted and her feet are dirty.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm just trying to...
No, you're doing great. You're doing great. We just need to continue those
That's the
compressions.
scene, okay? Keep continuing.
Is there a neighborhood gate?
No, there's no gate in our neighborhood. It's just we're, depending on which way you turn onto Falcon Ridge and then a left onto Kite Glen, I don't know, it turned into the Kite Glen neighborhood. I think that part of the street's called Kite Glen.
Okay. We're going to relay that
Kite Ridge.
information.
I think that's Kite Ridge, and then you make another left and you come all the way down by the cows.
Okay. Okay. We still have compressions going on?
No, my husband stopped. Oh no, he's going.
Okay. Yeah, we need to continue those compressions.
My husband doesn't feel a pulse.
That's okay. If you keep doing the compressions, that's helping her.
He said if you keep doing it, it's helping because the oxygen's getting to her brain.
Yeah, yeah. Keep doing the compressions. That's helping her.
I don't see anyone coming in the neighborhood yet. Did they go the wrong way?
I don't believe so, ma'am. We just need you to keep up compressions now. They are dispatched. Is he still doing our compressions? compression?
Yes.
Great, great. That's helping. We appreciate it. She's lucky to have you guys. Just keep it up.
Yeah, I hear the sirens now,
Oh, good.
but they're far in the distance.
Okay, just keep it up. Just keep it up. They're coming lights and sirens, so they should be there. She's lucky to have you guys helping. Just keep it up.
This is what kind of neighborhood we are. We will protect our own, but this is scary. We don't recognize her, and
I understand. You're doing a great job, though. You're doing great. Just continue the compression. Hanging in there? Is he still keeping the compression?
he is.
Great, great. Are you hearing anybody?
It's very far into the distance.
Okay.
Where are they coming from? I thought we had a fire department down the street.
They're coming, ma'am. They're coming. They just got off the phone. The sheriff's going to be there any minute.
I hear them now. It sounds like they're closer to the neighborhood.
Good, good. Just keep the compressions up. That's really helping. How's he doing? Is he hanging in there?
He is. My husband works out. This is,
Oh, good, good.
he had to stretch for a minute, but
It's really helping if you could just keep it up.
they stopped. Why did the ambulance stop? Why isn't it making noise?
Is the sheriff there yet?
No one's here yet. I think they're trying to find the neighborhood.
We're pulling in.
If you don't know where it is, it's kind of hidden.
We're on Falcon Ridge, so we're pulling in.
Sounds like sheriff is very close.
Okay, it's the first left when you pull into Falcon Ridge, and then make another left, and we're all the way down at the end.
Okay. So your husband's
We see
doing a
the
great job.
my husband's going. We see the lights.
Great, great.
That's the deputy, he's pulling out now.
Oh my God.
And so was anyone else, was it just me, or was anyone else bothered by the length of time it took to find these people? Almost 13 minutes, 15 minutes. It took a very long time to get to these people. It was 5 minutes into the call when the 911 operator starts to give her instructions on CPR and putting, rescue instructions. I'm like, 5 minutes into a call. She said it was a stabbing. Well, maybe she didn't. I don't know. She thought it was something like a teenager and on the lawn, and they did not realize this was their neighbor, Kay Baker. And she kept saying, I don't think she's breathing. You heard it. I don't think she's breathing. Quite chilling. Now, there was a ruling yesterday. In Florida, you can ask for a Williams hearing. And what the Williams hearing is to see if prior bad acts of the defendant can be brought into the current trial. Now, there's a whole book on evidence which talks about actions in conformity, prior bad acts that, where the defendant acted in conformity with what he did in this case. And so it has been argued, it was argued in a hearing prior to the trial, and what they're trying to do, what the prosecution is trying to do is bring in the girlfriend. Her last name is Rogers. In the Rogers case, where I talked about this yesterday, where Matthew Terry in 2017 bludgeoned, stabbed, and punched this woman multiple times. She ended up in an ICU for 5 days. He served 3 years in prison, followed by a year of probation. Comes to Florida and now does the same thing with Kay Baker. And so they want to bring this Ms. Rogers in to testify, and she did come in and testify. This happened up in Michigan. She did come in and testify during this hearing, not yesterday's hearing, but a prior hearing. And I'm not sure if the judge did not rule after that hearing, or if this was a motion for reconsideration of that ruling. But anyway, this judge, it was a different judge. So this judge was hearing this again. And so the defense got up and she said, I've got new case law that I would like you to consider. And she argued that the stabbing in 2017 and this stabbing, it's a stabbing. She said, there's nothing unique about a stabbing. And she argued that in order for the prior case to be relevant in this case, there would have to been something unique to each of these situations, so as to make this sort of a fingerprint of the defendant to say, oh, that's him. And the judge said, I'm prepared to rule. He said, he says, I was up most of the night last night considering this. He says, I spent a lot of time doing research. I have read all the case law. I have, read everything you guys have submitted, reviewed it's called Earhart's book on evidence. He's reviewed that. And he said, I am prepared to rule. And then before he ruled, he looked at the defendant. He says, I just want you to know that your attorney did an excellent job at trying to keep this out, advancing your position. However, I believe that there are some glaring similarities. He says, because what his attorney was trying to do was point out the differences between the two situations. In that situation there were multiple stab wounds. In this situation there was only one stab wound, and so that makes them different. So that one shouldn't come in. And he's like, no. He says, I think if you look at any two situations, you're going to find differences, like where there was one window versus two windows, or in any case, like. The other case is so similar. He chased her across the lawn. They find her face down. I mean, so similar. So he said glaring similarities. So he is going to allow Ms. Rogers to come into this trial and testify about what happened to her in Michigan. And I think you're going to have to pick up the jaws of the jury off the floor when they hear what he did in Michigan. I think that's just going to be like nail in the coffin, literally, because he's up for the death penalty in this case. This same jury, once they make the decision whether he's guilty or not guilty of first-degree murder, will have to decide. They'll have to decide whether they're going to recommend the death penalty, and that would have to be unanimous. They would all have to agree for him to go through the death penalty. Now, I believe before they would make the decision about guilt or not guilt during the first phase, and I believe there would be a second phase to this trial where we would hear death penalty information, examinations of the defendant's brain and psychosis, anything related to his mental health, where you get to hear victim impact statements and stuff that doesn't come into the trial, the actual guilt phase of the trial. And I think we'll absolutely see a second phase once this prior bad act comes in. So the prosecutor indicated that he also wanted to put on a detective from Michigan. And the judge was like, why do you need a detective? You know, you've got this woman that's going to testify about what happened to her. And he says, no, well, we want the detective to come in to kind of authenticate the details about like how she was found and, you know, that kind of thing and how he was. And so the judge says, well, I'm going to allow it. However, I do not want this to become a feature of this trial. I don't know how it doesn't become a feature of this trial, because clearly this man has a propensity for domestic violence and likes to grab a knife. I think in this other case, I could be wrong, but I think in the other case he actually did the same thing, grabbed a knife out of the block on the kitchen counter, you know, one of those knife blocks. They both happen to have knife blocks. I have one. I don't use it. I really don't. So, interesting. Okay, so this case is become quite interesting. Yesterday, they had the testimony of the medical examiner, and again, Matthew Terry, you see him, you know, tearing up as as pictures of the autopsy are being shown to the jury, and she's describing the different wounds, and you know, obviously the cause of death was the stab wounds, and the manner of death was homicide. Sad case. I mean, the fact that this man did it before and then it happens again is like, I wonder if Kay Baker even knew about this prior incident. Did she know she was dating and living with a man who had been in prison for stabbing someone? Or did he like tell her, oh, it was all a mistake, it wasn't me, it was somebody else? Because in this case, that's what he's saying. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. Somebody else. Just nuts. Anyway, that's the show for today, guys. Hope you enjoyed the content. If you did, please don't forget to hit the like button on your way out of the show today. Here are the animals. I will see you. I'm going to be streaming Disney's Dreamlight Valley tonight at 6:30 p.m. Central Time. And I hope you guys come and show up, see me, watch me play. If not, that's okay too. I'll see you tomorrow morning in Crafting and Crime Daily. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.